This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, for July 18, 2025. The RORC-Cowes Offshore Racing Series is designed for Corinthian international teams, racing in boats of all shapes and sizes. 7 races all starting from Cowes, with the Cowes-Dinard-St. Malo race bring the 5th, with OVW 170 teams taking part. Farr 100, Leopard 3, skippered by Joost Schuijf, completed a remarkable hat-trick, taking line honours, winning IRC Zero, and claiming overall victory on corrected time, under IRC, to win the historic King Edward VII Challenge Cup.
We're here at the 5th race in our Cowes Offshore Series, which is Cowes to Dinard-Admirals. So far, the series has been everything we expected and everything we hoped for. It's delivered some fantastic racing. We've had some fantastic fleets, averaging over 100 yachts in each race. We've had lots of different nationalities: British boats, French boats, Italian boats, Dutch boats.
We know each other well, so we go along with each other well. So what's very important on board is fun. It's not getting first. Hopefully we're not getting last. It's also, we want to race, but it's about fun. It's about nice sailing. We are attending now for the 4th time already. And what is pretty nice is look around between all these nice boats.
So it's actually amazing arriving here and seeing like the bigger boats. We actually came on the sun this morning, and Leopard was doing like his training, and we crossed it, and it was just amazing to see the difference between the two sizes of the boats. We actually have like the 12th lowest rating of the whole race, so it will be quite fun to see them like fly by us and start and never see them again.
So we're doing this race with 2 crew on our Sunfast 3600 Bellina, but we've done other races in the series with 3 crew, which has been quite fun actually. It allows us to sail with different people and mix things up, introduces fresh ideas, and yeah, it's been a good experience for us all.
So the crew came together as kids when we learned sailing together. We come from Malo, and we've seen like the race finish there and all the big boats are arriving. And we really set our sight on Cup-ROLEX as our first big race because we really wanted it to be like something special. Back when we raced in Malo, we know every boat, we know how to place each other against the competitors. It's going to be like super fun racing against a big wide range of boats and not knowing how different people will react to stuff. It will be super fun.
The start was really good. We had a really great start. A second boat on the line, I think. And then a lot of spinnaker tactical movement between the boats. Just past Eagles and are heading now towards Admiral.
It's going to be a light race this time.
We are in the midst of a high pressure system, waiting for some new breeze.
To make some really tactic choices, because the weather is going everywhere.
We never raced at night in the channel with AS, avoiding the cargo, so it will be really, really exciting to see how it goes.
It's a super beautiful night, super clear, lots of boats around us. We're gonna try to catch up. There's a few boats in front of us, which we think we are going faster. So the goal of the night is to come closer to them.
Saturday morning we are passing Les Hanoi. There's some light winds tonight. We're finding some breeze again. And after Les Hanoi we are pointing to Malo. We just arrived in Malo.
We really loved this race. It was a super great experience. It was really competitive, a really good spirit. We're definitely gonna come back next year, and we had a lot of fun.
Also from the RORC, they are hosting the rebirth of the Admirals Cup. Our video is of the last edition, which was held 22 years ago. There are 17 teams entered in this edition of the Admirals Cup. The teams consist of 2 boats representing a club or country. There is no limitation on professional crew or crew nationality. There is 2 classes with teams to have 1 boat in each class.
Well, the inshore part of this race is nearly over. They've been going about half an hour. They're soon to turn right out the back of the Isle of Wight into much tougher conditions.
After the successful editions of 2017 and 2021, the Moth World Championship comes back to Malsasine to break new records. The 2025 Moth World Championship officially kicked off on the waters of Lake Garda, hosted by Fraglia Villa Malsasine. A total of 137 sailors representing 25 nations faced the first day of racing in conditions that were anything but typical for Malsasine, with unstable weather creating a complex, yet exciting, opening. With an outstanding lineup featuring some of the biggest names in international sailing, the first day delivered a thrilling, albeit partial, debut and incredible finish to a monumental race.
The Moth class is very special. It's one of probably the only fleets in the world where everybody comes together. Any other world championships I've been at, everybody's super focused on their own program. Here it's incredible. You're in the boat part this morning, you've broken something, and the guy next to you is giving you the tools to repair it, and you're sharing your knowledge and you're sharing your expertise. It's a fantastic atmosphere and something that's really special to be part of. It's amazing to come back to Fraglia Villa Malsasine. I remember winning the first Worlds here a long time ago, and then the next Worlds we had here I ended up 3rd. And hopefully we can take the step up and not back down again at this one.
I'm pretty happy with how the day went. I think a lot of the top guys had a lot of issues today in one of the 2 races, and I sort of kept it clean. And I got a 4 and a 5, which I think is just nice keepers for the first day of the regatta, especially in a really variable day with storms hanging around and all the rest. So I'm pretty happy to be in this position at the top.
The challenge of a lifetime, a tradition, and an obsession. Since its inception a century ago, the RORC Fastnet race has proven time and again a defining test for offshore sailors.
The challenge is absolutely the same, but one thing that hasn't changed is the Fastnet rock. It's special, and I couldn't tell you why.
Sailing's largest offshore race is organised by the Royal Ocean Racing Club and has been supported by RORC for a quarter of a century. Celebrating 100 years, the race has enticed a record entry to the start line in Cowes on the Isle of Wight. Over 450 yachts, crewed by passionate offshore sailors, professional and Corinthian from 40 nations, will take on this preeminent challenge, in a fleet breathtaking in both its scope and diversity. The race is a 695 nautical mile odyssey across the waters of 3 countries, from the south coast of England, twice traversing the Celtic Sea, to to the finish in Cherbourg on Cotentin, France. The route is a complex navigational challenge, taking in the confined waters of the Solent and the Atlantic Ocean swells. Before the rounding of Ireland's Fastnet Rock, the race's emblematic halfway point. And finally to the extreme tides off the Normandy coast, just before the finish in Cherbourg on Cotentin.
It never stops really all the way to the finish. You can never rest, so there's always something to plan, something to be cautious of. Yeah, it's a full package.
It's a grueling challenge that attracts some of the fastest and most technologically advanced racing craft on the oceans. Within the main body of the fleet, everyone can harbour ambitions to lift the Fastnet Challenge Cup, awarded to the overall race winner, a highly coveted trophy and a crowning achievement for any sailor.
People come back because there's a siren call to go to the Fastnet Rock.
The centenary edition of the RORC-Cowes Fastnet race commences on Saturday, July 26th.
After nearly 4 days at sea, the first monohulls have crossed the line, with the duel between Iolos and De Get 5 coming down to the wire. The two boats battled through everything from dead calms to 50-knot gales. In a stunning display of seamanship, De Get 5 suffered a broken wind instrument in the final, brutal Meltemi blast, but continued to fight, finishing just 11 minutes behind the larger Iolos. See the exhausted smiles and hear from the crews who pushed themselves and their boats to the absolute limit.
It was an excellent regatta with fantastic scenery, passing all our beautiful islands. The weather was a big surprise to have 5 days calm in Aegean, but the last 18 hours compensated us because we had winds up to 50 knots, and that is where the whole game was developed.
It was much longer, obviously, and it was what was difficult for us. It was a lot of no-wind zones in between. Great, but we were 5 times in complete zero wind.
It was like we imagined it was supposed to be, of highlands, color of the sea, lights, everything was there. All the mythology about this area and sailing out there was just exactly how we can imagine. No wind, a lot of wind, big change very quickly. Fantastic. It was very demanding, a lot of change in the context, in the wind and so on. It was exactly how we imagined. To be honest, after the start light, it was a bit calm, but after that, everything calm, and we have wind, no wind, a lot of wind, and absolutely no wind, so fantastic.
I've raced in 4 Transpac races. I've raced in the Bermuda race. I've raced Mexico many times, but this race, I don't know, I can't really break it down in words. The sunsets and the moonrise, the sunrise in the morning, the whole sky is orange. It's just, it's probably one of the most beautiful courses I've ever sailed, hands down. I guess in a nutshell, yeah, I'm coming back. We're gonna do this again. It's a tough race. We feel incredibly lucky that we are where we are.
The third day of racing at the 2025 Moth World Championship on Lake Garda was another start-stop affair. The first Blue Fleet race was sailed in a brisk 22 to 25 knots, while the second saw slightly lighter conditions around 18 knots, but the wind dropped again, and at 5 p.m. AP/A was displayed for both fleets, postponing further racing.
This place is one of my third race on Earth. I came here every year. For young guys like me, be able to race against big stars of our sport, Tom Singsley, Paul, Dylan, Giles, all these guys, to be able to be on the same starting line than them. So that's the first thing. And second, it's the Moth is one of the big development class in the world, and the speed is increasing every year, and I learned many skills. It's really interesting, I think, for everyone, and we learn a lot every day. This morning we went out for 2 races for our fleet. Started off quite windy and quite choppy, but it was good fun to finally sail in some breeze again. And it was fun to paddle out with the top guys. I ended off with 2 seconds, but overall it was a very fun day on the water.
Having departed from Venice on June 1st, after 43 days of sailing, the 5th edition of the Marina Militare Nastro Rossa Tour, sailing tour of Italy, concluded in Genoa in the magnificent setting of the Palazzo Ducale. We look back at this year's tour. Day 4 of the 2025 Moth World Championship opened at dawn with another early start for the 137 athletes from 25 nations competing on Lake Garda. The first warning signal was scheduled for 8:30 a.m, and the early morning brought a solid northerly breeze, ideal for completing the final 2 qualifying races before the split into gold and silver fleets.
It's great to be back here in Garda. Obviously, I've got some fond memories 4 years ago winning the world title here. And I just love sailing in Lake Garda. So the last time I sailed in the Moth class was those World Championships 4 years ago. When I knew the World Championships were coming back here to Mount Chesney in Garda, I said I have to be part of it because I love sailing here so much. There's some amazing sailors here. You've got obviously a lot of Sail GP sailors, a lot of helmsmen. You've got America's Cup people. And then you've got the young generation coming through to try to knock us off. And I've got to say that the new young generation is very impressive.
We just finished up the 4th day of the Moth World Championships, and we just finished our first Gold Fleet race. I managed to get a win, which I'm super happy about. In the morning, we were able to only get 3 races off in the Polaire. It died pretty early, and then the fleets came ashore, and we were waiting for the Aura, which came in really nice and strong. But then unfortunately, after the first Gold Fleet race, rainstorms were coming in from the north, and we got sent ashore because the wind died. Then the Polaire came back in, and now there's kind of not so much wind again and out of various directions. So we're still holding on shore, but I assume probably no more racing for today.